This is one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. On Easter Island in the Indian Ocean, 125 kilometers off the coast of Chile, there is evidence of a highly advanced civilization that somehow managed to build these immense Moai statues with perfect geometric precision. But how and why? Hi, it's me, and this is my channel. These are the Moai of Easter Island. There are over 800 of them scattered across the island. Some standing upright, others toppled over and abandoned. The largest of them is 9 meters tall and weighs 13 tons. And yet these statues are only half of what the island was once like. According to various reports, there were once over 1,000 Moai, but between European contact in the 18th century and today, at least 200 have been destroyed. So why did these people build these Moai? Nobody knows for sure, but it probably had something to do with their society's obsession with genealogy and ancestry. Each Moai monolith is believed to represent a sacred ancestor of the local population who lived in a village on the island. And each one was meticulously carved to look exactly like him. But how did they carve them? The prevailing theory is that the islanders used a simple tool called a toki, a sharp stone tool with a handle used for carving wood or shaping stone. It would have taken just 2 people using this simple tool, about 6 months to carve a single Moai. But here's where things get weird. The island's history goes back thousands of years, but the earliest written record we have of it was made by Europeans who found the island in 1775. They described a lush green island full of trees, plants, and animals, including giant Moai statues. But there was nobody there. The island was completely deserted. And that raises a lot of questions. Did the Europeans kill all the islanders when they arrived? Why did they leave the statues behind? What happened to the rest of the population? Well, there are 2 other theories that attempt to explain how the islanders built these massive statues. One of them is that they somehow used advanced technology, like cranes and pulleys. But there's no evidence of any kind of technology. In fact, there's not even evidence of any kind of writing system. In fact, the most compelling pieces of evidence seem to point towards the idea that the islanders built the Moai using only rudimentary tools. For example, there are hundreds of platforms and ramps that were likely used to move the statues around the island, and yet there's no evidence of wear and tear, which suggests they weren't moved very far. Also, many of the Moai were built around the same time, suggesting the islanders somehow managed to make a massive leap in technology and then abandon it again afterwards. There's also the possibility that the islanders didn't build the Moai at all. Maybe they were left there by an unknown, perhaps even extraterrestrial, civilization. But that's a topic for another video. What do you think? How do you think the Mayans built these massive statues? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you next time.